need strong men in society, not weak men. I want warriors on my side. I want men that are gonna go out there and fight by my side and be real men, okay? And be examples for kids and take care of their families and not be these soft, weak, fat fucks out there, okay? If you're a man and you need a snack, you're fat. Get in shape, be an example. You don't have the luxury of making these poor decisions anymore. There comes a time when we go, you know what? I want to be better. I need to be better. What are these decisions I'm going to make? What am I going to sacrifice? What am I going to commit to? Welcome back to another episode of the Unstoppable Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Crane. Check it out, you guys. Today I got a really simple message for you. Actually, this stems from something my client asked me the other day on a coaching call. If you don't know, I own the company Unstoppable 365. We do health, fitness, mindset, nutrition, and performance coaching for blue-collar business owners all throughout the country. I've worked with thousands of men to this point, men who are crushing it in business, 7, 8, 9, even 10-figure business owners. But oftentimes, building your company, building your business comes at a cost. And most of these guys don't take care of their health. They don't eat right. They drink too much. They have a lot of stress. They're not present at home with their wife and kids. And so what's all the money for if you sacrifice everything to get there, right? That's what they start figuring out on the journey. That's why they come to Unstoppable 365. Myself and my partner, Dr. J, we change their lives. We do blood work, supplementation, help change their mindset, their habits, so that they can be fit, healthy, they eat the right food, they have energy, and they're present at home with their loved ones. So they create a life by design that they absolutely love, not one that they're gonna regret one day. That's my mission. My mission is to create real leaders and real men on this planet because we live in soft times where men are becoming weaker by the day. And the other day, I was on a coaching call with one of my clients and he goes, hey, I'm having trouble figuring out what to snack on. What should I snack on, man? You're telling me I can't eat chips. I shouldn't drink soda. Obviously, I shouldn't eat candy because that's just bad for me and I want to lose weight. What should I snack on, Sean? And this was my response to him. I said, the only people who snack in life are fat fucks and kids. And then I just stared at him. And I said it that way intentionally. Because here's what you have to recognize. Snacking is literally what fat people do and what children do. Like kids like to snack. They're kids, they still can get away with eating certain stuff, although we should be teaching them the right eating habits from the very beginning. Whole foods, healthy food, 90% healthy and organic, 10% they get to snack on, right? Candy, ice cream, be a kid. I get it. But for you grown men who want to be leaders and examples, snacking is not in the equation. It's just not. Snacking, like what? You need some freaking pretzels while you're driving to go to work? Like you need something to hold you over between meals? Dude, that's just mental weakness. It's a weakness inside of you where you always feel like you need to be eating something, doing something. Do you know that people nowadays eat way more than humans ever have in our existence? You know, you think you need 3 meals every day. Our ancestors were lucky to get 3 meals a week. They were fasting. They had clarity. They had energy. They had drive. Their metabolism, their hormones. They were running like freaking machines because they were operating the way they were intended to. You know, you'd be better off fasting than snacking. And if you're fat and overweight and you have body fat, you should implement fasting multiple times per week and you should minimize what you eat. And then when you do eat, it should just be protein from animal products, eggs, some cheese, a little bit of milk, a little bit of non-fat Greek yogurt, steak, chicken, fish. Like you shouldn't be snacking. Foods that you snack on, they're highly addictive. The calories are crap, they're processed, and they're damaging your gut health. So that was my message to my client. Here's the thing, you guys. If you want different results in life, you got to become different, okay? My old self, rewind 15 years ago, that guy used to drink, take pills, smoke weed. That guy would sleep in half the day and stay up all night. I would chase women, right? Like I wasn't doing good in my life. I would eat whatever I wanted, right? I'd eat ice cream. I'd eat freaking donuts, pizza. I was still skinny because I wouldn't really eat that much, but I didn't have focus on becoming my best self. I didn't have the right habits in place. So I was a much lesser version of myself. Like I said, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol, addicted to pleasure. I'd eat whatever I wanted. When I made a decision to change, I said that I'm going to be sober the rest of my life because the man that I want to be, the life that I want to create requires me to commit to that path. Okay, that was the first decision I made. Then when I got out of prison and started rebuilding my life and I got married to Jessica, we started having kids, I came to the conclusion that I didn't need to eat dessert anymore because sweets was not part of my equation, okay? Craving donuts and giving into that temptation just weakened me. Thinking about ice cream after dinner, even though I know it doesn't really serve me, but then giving into that temptation would just weaken my resolve, right? I want willpower. I want self-control. Where I'm going in this life, I need everything that I can muster up to get there. You know what I mean? All the willpower, all the drive, all the self-control. I can't afford to sit here and slow my progress by making one step forward, two steps back over and over. And people do this all day long, and they don't realize the significance of their food choices. The food that you put in your body not only affects you physiologically and doesn't just affect you internally, it affects your mental state as well. If you're somebody that can't say no to cravings and you're somebody that constantly needs to be eating food and you're somebody that doesn't have control over every little thing that you do and every decision you make, you are a weaker version of yourself. And that weakness is going to carry over to other parts of your life. So 3 years ago, I said, I'm never eating dessert again. And I haven't ever since, and I never will. Big deal. I ate enough dessert as a kid to last me a lifetime. So have you. The choice to eat dessert from this moment forward is a choice, but for a lot of you, it's just because you don't have self-control. You couldn't quit eating dessert. You couldn't do it. I want to see if you can quit eating dessert for a year if you think you can. Comment below, tell me that you're going to do it, call your shot. Another thing is, could you even fast for 24 hours? Could you go 24 hours without eating? Or are you one of those people that get so hangry you need to eat because you don't have control of your emotions? Like you're going to be rude to your kids and mean to other people around you because you haven't eaten? Your ancestors didn't eat for weeks. And then they'd get one big meal and then they'd go another couple days without eating. Do you think they had time to be upset about that? No, they didn't. They focused on what they had to do to get by, and they got through and they survived. You know, so the whole moral of the story, you guys, we need strong men in society, not weak men. If you're a man that needs to snack, dude, you're the guy that when the war happened, right? Like back in the day when the tribes would be fighting and there was these like tribal warfare and stuff, you were the man that they left at home with the women and the kids, right? Like to still move stuff around and lift something heavy. You're big for nothing, right? Like, dude, I want warriors on my side. I want men that are going to go out there and fight by my side and be real men, okay? And be examples for kids and take care of their families and not be these soft, weak, fat fucks out there, okay? If you're a man and you need a snack, you're fat. Get in shape, be an example. You don't have the luxury of making these poor decisions anymore. There comes a time in all our lives when we go, you know what? I want to be better. I need to be better. What are these decisions I'm going to make? What am I going to sacrifice? What am I going to commit to? Oh, you still need alcohol to unwind? You need a snack on your drive? Oh, what? You need Netflix at night? Oh, you just need time to yourself? Dude, stop being weak. Men are built to be strong. We're built, you know what? When you sacrifice, when you commit, when you find a purpose, it's such an intoxicating feeling. You'll never want to go back to that lesser version of yourself. You'll never want to go back to that pleasure-seeking behavior. You'll never want to go back to those vices. When you find a path through discipline, through commitment, through focus, it becomes everything that you've ever wanted to be, and you're never going to quit. So that's my message for you guys. You're better than that. Stop letting these crutches, this pleasure-seeking behavior, cripple your potential.